This is a strange show. Oh, nice music interlude. All right, so recently, I had something that is tough to talk about happen. My mom passed. All 98 years old of her. She was an incredible woman in my life. She taught me how to lead with empathy, how to lead with joy, how to challenge your understandings. The woman always had a book in her hand. Into when she probably there was probably a book on her lap at the end. This is her. This is something we've added to the desk in honor of her tonight. She was an incredibly special lady, and she is. The lights are shining a little bit brighter this week because of her. She touched everything. I want to thank all the people who sat with her in the audiences before my shows and after her shows. I would see. She would gather people around her because she was a natural storyteller. And it was a beautiful thing to see. She reached out and was open to everybody. And then when she'd be sitting in the lobby afterwards, there'd be a crowd around her. And for anybody who took the time to do that to Mom or had the time to spend with her, to send her a letter, she treasured them. And they made her brighter every day, reading them over and over and over. So thank you for that. I love you, Mom. And I know that you're hanging out with Pop, and you're probably watching this, and you're criticizing me as we speak. So I love you dearly. This is her. This is June Sosko. She is no longer with us, but boy, what a tremendous woman.
It's a special Mother's Day episode of Sittin' With The Sosk I like to call the Ladies Who Lunch. Thesa Loving and Barbie Bailey snuggle on up to the table with two very different journey women tales. We talk training, everything from Actor Studio to the Cody Mayo Studio. These ladies don't got time for glass ceilings, they're too busy building their own careers. The Beldam, St. Libby, and that when Estelle Parsons calls, you pick up the damn phone. This ain't your mama's macrame. Sittin' With The Sosk, coming to your ears right now, produced by Streamliner.
Oh man, those fingers are fucking magic. Huff, thank you for leading me in. The man behind the camera. Say hello, my boy.
Good afternoon.
You are hanging out with Sittin' With The Sosk, and there's a third member of this posse, the snap, the crackle to my pop. He's the lord of the board. This is the Sosk. Say hello, my friend.
Bonjour.
Oh, my Lord. Everybody just got a tickle. Did everybody hear that? Thank you for joining me, everybody. Thanks for joining Sittin' With The Sosk and joining me at the table. I got a couple shout-outs to begin with because I am so excited. A couple of friends of mine in New York City just opened up on Broadway with George Clooney in Good Night and Good Luck. So I want to give my shout-outs to Aaron Weiner and to Will Dagger and to Ward Duff. Man, Duff, you guys, dude, I'm so proud of you all. I'm so excited for you all. I see it from afar, and having worked with you all and knowing what you bring to the table, I'm so excited for you. Proud of you. Well done, gentlemen. I also wanted to give a shout out to my wife, who I just found out today. We have this little film called Stuck in Muskogee, which is doing really well in film festivals. We've been getting out. It's been really fun. And you never know where you're going to submit, but there was this one called Indie X. I was like, ooh, I wanted to send to that. And it turned into one of these like a couple times a year sort of festivals. And she has now been nominated for Best Actress nationally out of like 4,000, Best Supporting Actress out of like 4,000 films, 4.5%, whatever. It's friggin' awesome. I'm so proud of her. And that's sometime in June, so I got to let my LA people know about that.
Yes.
But so that has happened. And also, Jackie Christie has a film called Magic Hour. So anybody with big festivals, there's a film called Magic Hour that I've helped to develop in one of my collaborative groups with New Yorkers that I still do Zooms with every now and then, once, twice, 3 times a month. And she has had this film that she has developed and put her heart into called Magic Hour. And there is, again, so many people in this dang film that I love, know, and they're all wonderful performances. And she has cared about this film and nurtured it. And I am so proud of her and so excited for her. I know it's in Miami now, but just keep an eye out for Magic Hour. Shout out to Jay Christie. She kept me alive creatively at points in the pandemic where I was close to jumping off a cliff. So thank you for giving me a voice, darling. needed you, and you provided, and you are a talented artist. And I have some talented artists at the table right with me right now. I want to welcome to the table a repeated visit with Barbie Bailey and Thesa Loving.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me, ladies.
You bet. Thank you.
So I have to
wow,
be.
We can get applause. Woo.
We have an audience.
How about that?
I have to confess that we had you and Mel Fry and we had a punk rock band suddenly start to play next door. And these ladies, the focus that they had, ladies and gentlemen, it was like a master class in focus because we were so glued to each other. We couldn't hear what the fuck each other were saying at times. At some points, we did rock out. There was death metal going on. And we did the whole episode thinking, I will cut it out. Yeah, and they came back. So thank you for joining me again.
Glad
and I'm
to
so
be
excited
back.
to have you back at the table.
It's a delight
Absolutely.
to be here.
So I know both of your work from the Sandbox, but let me know from like where have both of you come from? Thesa, you start. Where did you start from?
Childhood.
What-
Absolutely. No, really. I knew as a kid that this is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I've been blessed over the years that I could be in the business. Whether I was on stage or off, I always felt like I wanted to keep my hands in the
Yeah.
industry. So whether I was coaching, directing, designing sets, building sets.
Yeah, one thing leads to the other.
Yes. And I love directing. But acting is my first love.
As a kid? Like
Yes.
from the get-go?
Yes.
Parents supported it?
Yes,
Nice.
actually. And
Because you came from here. Where did you originally come from? I can't remember.
Tulsa.
Tulsa.
I
You
was
are
born
Tulsa
and
born and
raised.
bred. Tulsa
in
born and bred,
Tulsa.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I will always, no matter where I've been, New York, LA, I don't know where, I always will say I'm a Tulsa girl.
Yeah, you spent some time in New York, which we're gonna go back to.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you were
so-
born and bred here, but you went to New York.
Yes,
Had to-
absolutely.
but you started theater here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was the first gig?
Oh, God, when was that? As a kid.
Can you think? Or what was the first one? It was like, yeah, this is for me.
Oh my gosh! I think it was with Tulsa Opera did an opera, and they had kids coming in, and I think I was in that, and
That's a huge audience, right?
right,
Like
right,
a couple hundred.
at least
in the
yes.
front. My God.
So, but no, I just stayed in high school. I did every show except for one.
Yeah.
I thought, I'm just going to sit out. I'm going to relax. I was more miserable than I think I ever was. So I learned my lesson. I just
art brought you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta get back on the boards. So
No, I love that you know. I say that to people that I started on the boards, and sometimes people don't know what that means, and it hurts my heart a little bit.
yeah. So I went on. I was at conservatory and at Webster in my undergrad, and
wow.
then I came back, did a lot of shows here in Tulsa with
Yeah.
ATC, Gaslight Dinner Theater.
Oh my God, you did dinner theater. What was that like? I've
It was
never
great.
done that.
It was great. I
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah.
Did you feel like
I did a lot of shows.
I mean, were there times where you had to like settle the crowd down, and did you have to like take control of? Were they too loud?
No.
they just-
Boy, when they came in,
Yeah.
we had great shows. They were very involved with the shows. It was
like a
all
murder
timed
mystery
at.
thing?
No. I mean, we did. I did The King and I was Anna.
No shit.
Yeah, I was Anna Leon. That's twice. I have done that role twice.
Oh,
One of my favorite roles.
Oh,
One
darling.
Of my favorite roles.
You have thrown
Yeah.
down.
So,
What a piece.
I've just done a lot of theater, and then went to New York.
Yeah.
Got my master's with the Actors Studio drama program there.
Yeah.
Auditioned and was accepted. I have a lifetime membership to the Actors Studio.
Oh, dang.
So,
that's an impressive place. to be,
Yeah,
man.
so that's my creative home.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's wonderful to see oh my gosh, the
I have
blood,
several-
sweat, and tears on that
Yeah.
that stage floor is just you walk in and it's like you're kind of overwhelmed by it.
Yeah, there's a vibe in that. Wait, I
It's
want to pause.
sacred.
I want to come back to that because I want to share. Shout out to Chris Stack, who's a member of the Actors
Yes,
Studio as well.
yes.
But Barb, so now that you're thoroughly, where did was all the training that you had with the back?
All the
so no. So this is why I love having you both on.
She is an absolute natural, wonderful
I mean,
talent.
Oh my!
Opposite end of
I
the
know, but you're the
spectrum.
opposite end of the spectrum who've just coming in. So explain your journey to this table.
Well,
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
No, Joe, tell me.
I also, as a child, knew I wanted to be an actress, but I took a detour. when I was a teenager, and you all heard about that before.
Well, you could give us a fast forward.
I
mean,
will say
yeah,
that
talk
my
to me.
first performance was I was in 4th grade,
Mm-hmm.
and I played a bonbon in a huge musical
Huge.
production at
Of
the
Candyland? What-
arena in St. Louis.
Oh, my Lord.
It was a big Christmas show.
Oh, okay.
And I was a bonbon in a box with many other bonbons, and my cousin Lynn was a bonbon next to me.
Shout out to cousin
But
Lynn.
so that
Getting your bonbons on.
and I was in a talent show
Yeah.
at my church,
Okay.
and I won, and the pastor just happened to know someone that told him there were going to be auditions for a sitcom coming to Tulsa. And they wanted me to do a monologue, and I found a monologue with props that were in my pocket, and I had a hole in the
You're
pocket.
pulling Carrot Top out of your ass.
But
Awesome. I love it.
anyway, my parents took me to the audition, and I refused to audition because I had forgotten my props.
Oh, no shit.
And to this day, props are the bane of my existence. But
I have a joke with the guy who does my auditions with. Whenever I bring props, I always forget to bring them in when we're about to start. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I gotta bring my
Oh.
props.
Yeah.
And I always have like there's a gun. We're not supposed to have guns. I have a gun.
yeah,
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I love. Yeah, I know that's a cardinal rule. We're not supposed to have them, but yes. So that is an interesting thing to even as a kid. You were like, no. This is the kind of artist I want to be a little bit. Yeah.
I think I chose fear that day. Anyway, I had always told my parents I wanted to attend the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, the AADA.
Yeah.
I found it in the back of a magazine. And when I graduated high school, my parents told me that they would support me and I could go to New York and get in the AADA. I don't know how they
Shatangs.
thought I was going to get into it, but they were
yeah.
going to set me up in an apartment and everything.
Hot damn.
But
Wow.
but I chose to marry. I wanted to marry my high school boyfriend instead,
Yep.
which I did not do. But
Here
so
you are.
decades of corporate life.
So corporate life. What makes you decide? Hold on a second. I want to have a crack at this again.
My husband
Yeah.
is someone I met in first grade here in Tulsa.
I love
But
it.
we didn't see each other for 47 years, and we met again at a
The
reunion.
love
And he
boat.
commuted.
Oh my Lord.
He's in oil and gas, and
Uh-huh.
he commuted to Midland, Texas every week. And I was here 5 days a week.
Yeah.
He came home on the weekends, and I thought, what's something I've always wanted to do?
Uh-huh.
I can only macrame so much or redecorate the house so many times. And so I
macrame's
jumped
good.
online. I got a website, domain name, and I dove in head first.
Would you be my manager?
In 2020, of all years to
Wow,
do that.
you jump in when everything comes to a standstill. Welcome.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
back.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Finally.
Good for you.
And you slowly progress. That's what I love about
Yeah.
your story as well.
Yeah.
This is why I had both of you on to see the conflicting, how you can come from anywhere and sort of arrive at the table at the same place.
True that.
Which is really, really cool.
Indeed.
I want to go back a little bit to Actors Studio because that's a process you don't get to talk to everybody about. I know the heaviness of those. I've been chosen to be the scene partner of people that are
They're
I-
in New York?
yeah, like 3-4
God,
times, and then twice they asked me to do my audition, but then I got a gig, and then I didn't never circle back, so that's on me. But the work that but because I auditioned for somebody, I got to attend the classes for while I was preparing to do the thing, but then got the gig.
Excellent.
So I've gotten to see some cool cats come in, but I've
Yes.
also gotten to see some work that sometimes I'm a little suspect of.
And they usually get called out on
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yep.
yes, that is what I like.
Yep. It is mind numbing getting ready for it.
Yeah.
And just before you go on, you know that all of these people, your peers, are out
Al
there.
Pacino,
Yeah.
Ellen Burstyn.
Ellen Burstyn, Estelle Parsons.
Yeah.
I get a call.
Just a murderer's row.
Right.
Holy
I get
shit.
a call from Estelle, and I was in my little ranch in Oklahoma here. It was Estelle. She goes, Thesa. I'm like, yes, Estelle Parsons. Hey, I'm doing a show. Can you come up and where are you? I said, well, I can be wherever you need me, Estelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you
Yeah.
say.
Estelle calls, you get on a plane.
Yeah.
We did a reading there at the studio. It was great.
that's
So,
great.
but to have that caliber of
What
folks
was your
out there.
scene? What was your
It was a new writer. It wasn't a new writer. They have a writer's portion of the actor's studio, and so they flesh out. I mean, it has to go through a series of readings, and people look at it and dissect it and say, hey, do this and do that, and it's a rewrite after rewrite. So if it gets to this point, then it's got some legs to it. So
was it a guy-girl scene, girl scene?
no, it was a cast. I think there was 5 or 6 of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So the
But she was
audition, you did a whole-
directing.
you had a
She
whole-
was direct, but it was a read. But when you do a read there, it's
No, I know.
it's very
There's
well
sti- oh,
choreographed,
yeah,
and
I
still.
love doing those.
Yeah,
got
I
to
love it.
come in
I
and
love
do
it. So
that's
anyway,
that's the kind of stuff that gave me the fucking idea
Right.
for doing this fucking sandbox.
yeah,
Is trying
and
that
it's
shit is like, well, that's all you need is
yeah,
couple stands
and you get
talent.
in there, you do the work, and you try to get rid of all of the baggage and get rid of the plastic and get down
the
to
business.
get down to the story, get down to the core
Yeah.
of the character. Just get rid of all the fluff, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
Because you are a real person.
Oh.
You don't say I'm. Like you did last night, and I was like, "Yeah,
Oh,
you're
good.
not. I'll be playing. No,
No,
I
yeah.
am.
So we had this moment at the sandbox. Let me shout this out because I did find it an amusing
Yeah.
moment. I just got urged to say it. Everybody, I have the actors introduce themselves at the top of reading the piece, and the actors were saying, "I am reading for," like you would in an audition. "Hi, my name's so and so. I'm reading for blah 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 blah." But it wasn't. It's not an audition. It's like, no, you got the part.
Yeah. Right.
There's no you're reading for. You are. You are. There's no. I'm the part.
Yes.
No practice. Go.
Yeah.
And it was just a fun. I got casted.
Yeah.
It's another thing that drives me crazy a little bit. It takes a little part of my soul.
How is that spelled?
And yet there's something. It feels like it's something that Quinn would say to try to
or
get.
drama.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm going to drama school.
Yeah. So studying. Did you ever have a chance to what is the direction that you got from one of? Because I know. One of the things about the Actor Studio is that you have classes, and there's sort of master classes where these people, Ellen Burstyn and Estelle Parsons, can come in, and suddenly they're the person that's looking at you do your work.
Right.
Did you ever have one of those moments where you're like, oh, fuck, she's there today?
Oh, yeah. I think. Oh gosh.
No, you were always
one of the
prepared.
scenes
I'm
I
sorry.
did. No, I think one of the scenes I did was I think Ellen
Yeah.
was the moderator
Uh-huh.
on that one, and so the actors. You have to sign up at the beginning of. They do it in like a 6-month and a 6-month interval, and so you sign up to do a scene.
So
with
you know,
a partner.
like a month in advance or so.
Oh
if
yeah,
you're gonna get
yeah,
in.
and you better be working
Working
your
your
fanny
tail
off.
like
and
you're going on. Yeah.
Yes, so they do 2 scenes per session.
Yep.
And they do Tuesday and Fridays.
Yeah.
And so there's four scenes a week.
Yeah.
And you have all of the members there who have done
Your peers.
everything.
Yeah.
And so you get through with your scene, you do your scene. Then you tell the members and the moderator what you wanted to accomplish with this. Were you trying to discover a secret moment? Were you trying to discover the relationship between your characters? So what?
Better not be. I'm just doing it.
No, you better. No. God help you if that ever happened.
I found my mark and said my line.
Yes, yeah. And so you explain that to them.
Yeah.
Then the members, they one at a time, they say what they saw. Did they see what you were trying to accomplish?
And Ellen Burstyn.
And then the moderator comes in and then hang on.
Yeah,
Says,
man.
yes,
You know,
ma'am.
and so I was knock on wood fortunate. I had good comments.
Yeah, no, it's great. That's
You
always
know,
that's
so,
what you want.
Yeah.
Those
so,
are the things that keep the career forward.
Oh, it absolutely is.
I've said this before. If I didn't have a lot of people telling me, "Hey, man, you're really fucking good," from
Yeah,
teachers to the
right.
audience that grabs your hand, and you know
Right.
that they're actually really telling you
Yeah.
something that they don't need to.
Well, it's funny because when I went to the school, the Actor Studio Drama School,
Yeah.
you had 3 years, and I always said, well, having an MFA, that's the master's, that's a nice byproduct. That isn't why I
Hell
went
yeah,
up there.
yeah.
I went up there to work with those people.
Sure.
And
But
so
as a result,
it's a nice, a nice
Yeah.
result. And then you get to audition for the actual studio.
Yeah.
So not many folks get in there.
No, it's
So
fantastic. No, there's a
sometimes
lot of
they
people that
don't
get turned
even-
away.
Sometimes they don't even take one person.
Oh,
so.
you've heard of
Yeah.
Harvey Keitel? I think he had eight.
I think he had 12 auditions.
Something ridiculous.
He finally got
you look at
in.
his work.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's the combination of where
Yeah.
you are in that day. Life can
But
just
that's
put a
how
shitstorm in
good
your
you
lap.
are,
Yeah.
Thesa.
No.
No, it's true.
It's the
Good you
work. It's the
are.
work.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
are you willing to put your guts out on the line and get to the core of why is that character breathing?
Yes.
What do they want? What do they need? It isn't none of what they
If
want.
you
what
do
they
not
need.
believe it, that
Yeah.
audience will not believe it. You need to believe.
Right.
Yeah. Do I always do it? No.
We strive. No, now
Dang, I don't
tell me
always-
about. So we've heard a little bit about the actor studio process. Now you've gone to Cody Mayo Studios and you've studied with other people. You're, I think, at the master level class through Cody's studio now.
Yes.
So you've now, how many years have you since 20?
I think it's been 3.5 years.
So you've had this progress through a studio I've met Cody. He's a delight.
Yes.
Everybody that talks aces and spades about him, and every
Yes.
time I've talked with him, he seems wonderful. I haven't seen his work in the class yet, but you're someone that's come through.
Mm-hmm.
What was that process like in helping you become the artist that you are sitting at the table?
It was a real blessing because the first 2 years I would drive every week to Norman, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and attend classes at the Actor Factory.
Yeah.
Then
Chris.
suddenly here was Cody in Tulsa,
Yeah.
and I attended, and the first class told me that I was going to learn so much more in his classes.
Yes. Well, he's been
than
in the
I
business
would
for,
in
he probably
Norman.
would have been a good at least 12, 13 more decade,
Yes.
20 years, something like
Yeah,
that.
I did a
And-
show with him December. Did a movie with him. Wonderful
nice.
actor.
Oh, that's
What was the
right.
piece? What'd you do?
Chris Mystery.
No, Chris.
Christmas
As in
tree.
Christmas.
A
Christmas-
Christmas
Christmas mystery.
Yes, but he's
Nice.
a wonderful actor. So I'm so
Nice,
glad you got to
nice.
work
Shout
with
out to
him.
Cody.
Yeah,
Congratulations. And
yeah.
Christmas Mystery.
Chris Mystery.
Chris Mystery. When is this?
Christmas
Is this coming out? It's going to come out in the holidays.
I would assume. I would assume.
Summer. It's going to drop in the summer.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I'm this old broad, I'll say that. But anyway, he's
Old
a
broad.
wonderful.
You
He's
could
a
never be an
wonderful
old broad.
actor. So I'm sure you did wonderful with him, and
So,
she's
yeah,
done
to-
excellent.
I don't know. I mean, not that we need to. Not that I don't want to do an advertisement for Cody Mayo, but what was the process like for you?
Well, first you learn so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
He recommends so many wonderful authors, techniques. You try a little bit of everything.
Yep.
And then as you move through the class levels, now in master class,
Yeah.
it's serious
Yeah, it's on.
boom, boom, boom training, and
Yeah,
it just
yeah.
keeps the muscles strong.
That's what
and
you got to do.
and the memorization skills are
Isn't it great when that muscle is
Immediate.
ridiculous? Yeah.
immediate. It's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah. I've
What's
been
my
amazed.
next line, PJ? Line?
Yeah. No, but it is. It's true. Like you can get some. It's like running a race. Like suddenly, as an actor, you can get like 4 scenes, and it's like not just like there's a 2-page, there's a 7-page, and then there's like this thing that you're supposed to do, but also have a monologue at the end, and that's all due night by Tuesday. And you had plans, and you got to drop all that and juggle it and make it real and film it and edit it and judge it and dress for it and shower for it and costume for it and stress out
And you
about
can
it.
do it.
Oh yeah, no, but it's I've
What a
said before
feeling.
on this I love being the master of my own production of my own. It's not. I don't even look at them in those auditions. anymore.
Right.
They're my.
Absolutely.
I shoot my film. I make my take. That's the cut I like. I sent it to print. And I know someone is going to watch that and hopefully be entertained. I don't get to sit in that audience of 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. Every sandbox, look, I put this out there. Every time you get to do it, it's on the line. Whether it be a reading for 5 people, 10 people, 1 person, 150, a screening, a this, a that. If you suck, they'll remember that. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, yeah.
You know, being prepared and bringing as much as you can as an artist to the table to any project is what you're doing. So how soon into the process, or was it immediate, did you start like having auditions? Did you or were you afraid of auditions for a while? Or did you just go right into it, like going to auditions
Right
while you were
into
taking?
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I first started, I didn't know what submit meant. But, wow, is this S&M thing?
Yeah.
But once I started submitting, I really took off.
If you want to find about Barbie submitting, go to www. See, secretly for the audience, just so you know, Barb's about to take a little 2-week, could you imagine? 2-day workshop with me, and I'm Miss Sassy Pants.
Yes.
We're going to get it on. Both of these ladies
Yes,
are. I can't
I'm
wait
looking
to
forward to it.
throw
It's going to be so
down and just
fun.
play. I can't wait to play with
Yeah.
you. I have, shout out to John Yearley, because both of you ladies, I dug up, and she'll know, I destroyed my office today to try to find a hard copy of a script that I think you both are going to love to play with.
Cool.
It's a 2-hander, and it is just
Love it.
delightful. He is the writer of the one-man show that at some point I'm going to be doing at Wampa at the end of May. But we're not talking about that yet. There was something just came out for you, the martial artist.
Yes, the martial
Talk to me about the
artist.
process on that.
Long process.
Yeah.
I actually did a short for it in Philly, probably 6 years ago. And then the director called me. He had actually seen my work at the drama school.
Oh,
He had gone through the program as well, and he was either 1 or 2 classes behind me, and he'd seen my work.
Yeah.
And so when this project came up and he was passionate, he contacted me. He says, "I got to work with
Isn't
you."
it great when the out of the blue ones come and they're like,
I
I saw
know.
you when you're like, this is why you do
Yeah.
great. Put it on the line every time.
You just do.
Yeah, man,
and
that's
so
awesome.
yeah, it's been 5 years in the process
Oh,
because we
yeah.
started before COVID,
Sure.
and so
So did you get the shoot in before COVID of the short? Or
we
not
got
even
a
get the
little bit.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the short was before COVID.
Okay.
And then we
You started shooting a
we
feature.
started doing the feature.
And then COVID
And then
drops in the
COVID.
middle.
So then we came back in. It was like a 3-session thing, but all my things were shot in the LA area.
Yeah. Oh.
They also shot in Pakistan, up in the northern part,
Oh
up
my
in the
God.
mountains. It's the most amazing cinematography.
Who's the writer?
Shaw's was one of the writers, but the scene work on this was stunning. And then also, and
And this
one of the
just came
scenes
out, right?
just
And
last
it's
week.
I want
The
to push
Martial
out,
Artist.
The Martial Artist. It is out in theaters?
Yeah.
Or is it out?
Yeah,
Out
you're
in
going to ask
theaters.
me where. I'm not sure.
Look at
but
it.
one of the
Look up
scenes
for it.
was in Belize,
my
at the Mayan temples. It was just, it is an epic.
Oh, how delightful.
project.
How did
Yeah,
they get
so-
to all the different places?
Yeah, it's. I was very pleased to be a part of it.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So. It's,
And you've had a couple projects now hit festivals and start to do well as well.
Well, I'm about to have
Oh,
Ooh.
Mama, talk to me.
Ooh.
my first co-star role is finally going to be released on May 1st.
And what is
love it.
that?
It's this series, a crime drama series that's filmed in Dallas
Okay.
called Vindication.
Vindication.
Whoa.
Oh, it sounds badass.
It's really good.
Nice.
And,
Where do you find it?
Oh boy.
Can you,
It's
we'll
like,
find
where
out,
is
and we'll
it?
put it on YouTube if we don't get it out of her right
This
now.
was the 4th season.
Substack.
I think.
I got scolded. We're going to put it on Substack. Dad
you
just
have
told me
it.
it's got to be Substack. We're gonna put.
I have no clue what that is, but okay.
It's what we're gonna be on.
Okay. I am such a dinosaur. I don't know what things are.
I don't even know where my podcast is. I was like, there was no humor behind. Oh, we are on. Wait, Siri, can you tell me anything about Sittin' With The Sosk? Can you tell me, Siri?
Oui, alors, Substack, c'est la maison de...
Okay, we're gonna make a call on that one and get rid of Siri because clearly that shit's broken. No, shout out to Dana, Sash, and Dana speak French. I don't know what that said. It was probably something silly, but that's awesome. No, it was wonderful French. That was a gig. We've been thinking about that one for a month. That one right there, ladies and gentlemen. That creative bullet right there, that nugget. That just. A nugget, a bouillon of creativity. Oh my God.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
So, yeah, there's this writer named John Yearley that has written this piece that I am very excited to see you guys play in his rhythms because I think he's a delightful writer. I've known
I'm
him for
excited.
years and years and years and years.
I'm excited.
We'll
I'm
get her
excited to see
done.
you.
All right.
And also, just because you have you in front of me about the class, I want you to bring in work. So, a monologue. You have a couple things in your
Oh,
pocket.
Lord, that was the last time I did a monologue.
Or,
okay.
no, or a scene that you want to work on, or
Okay.
an audition.
I'll figure out
however
something.
you want to do.
I'll figure
I want
out
you guys to
something.
come so we can just start playing.
Okay, I
I'm
love
very
it.
excited to.
Love it.
This space is so cool.
You'll
have
have
you been
to-
to Wampa?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know anything about Wampa, you should check it out. Just go over there and check it out because the
Wampa.
energy there is
Where
so dope.
is it?
So now I don't. I'm a bad host. You put me on
Bad
the
question.
Boulevard.
What is it?
Charles Page Boulevard.
Charles Page Boulevard.
Oh,
It's
okay.
but it's in the kind of middle of nowhere, and then you come into this place. You go through a gate, and it's just like you can smell the creativity when you drive onto this.
I love it. Okay.
Reservation Dogs. When I did the third season, they had the first screening of the first 2 episodes at like this beautiful back area where they had shot the first season. And I got to hang out with the people who now run the Black Box Theater, so that's where I'm going to do the one-man show.
Very cool.
There's some really nice people at Wampa. Check that space out. But yeah,
Looking
there's
forward to it.
opportunities to do more things
I love it.
theater-wise. That I'm starting to get my sniffers around.
Ooh.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either, but
It sounds
Get back
really
on the
bad.
boards.
Yeah. To get,
It's enticing.
Yes, I'm very excited to get back on the boards for both of you. It's a really cool spot. So, what do you what are things you want to talk about coming up? What are you excited about?
I've got a couple of films out in festivals.
Talk to me. What do you got?
Got the Beldam.
Oh, right, the Beldam. So
yeah.
Hannah Reese was on the show.
Yes,
And
yes.
she spoke so highly of watching
Oh.
you work. Not to blow smoke, she really did, like without any
Yeah.
provocation.
Well, she's a sweetheart, but I was thrilled to be. I am thrilled to be on any shoot.
Sure.
You know, just tell me when to
Yes.
show up and I'll be there. You know,
Yeah.
send me in, coach.
Yeah.
But it's I was playing like an 80-year-old woman. I mean, they painted my hands
Oh,
to be
fun.
like really old and wretched,
Yeah.
and loved it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
psychological horror thriller.
Yeah, nice.
And but it's won some awards out there in
Oh,
festivals.
good,
So
good,
I'm just
good.
waiting to hear when they're going to be
producers of
streaming
the
it.
film, they're-
Randy
shout-outs.
Randy Wayne.
Yes, thank you.
Angela
Rebellion.
Gullner. Yes.
Shout out to Rebellion. Good work
yes,
out there.
wonderful
I know people have
people.
had some good stuff
Yeah.
going with these folks.
Second Chances is out somewhere.
Second Chances is
Second
another project,
Chances.
everybody. If you want to line that one up, Second Chances is out on.
She's wonderful.
It's every
Plugging it.
I don't know.
Barb's
It's a
throwing
Prime.
down.
I think
I've
it's out
seen
on
it.
Prime.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. What was another one? I don't know.
think
There's
it is
another one
on
out there.
Prime.
Christmas Tree's coming up. I'm not sure.
Talk to me about stuff. So you have this series. When is it going to drop? And where? And so you're going to
May
give me
1st.
May 1st.
On Angel TV Network, I think. The
What did
first
you get to
3
play?
seasons are on Prime,
Oh, nice,
but this 4th season isn't there yet.
nice. And it's going to drop on Angel first, and then eventually on Prime.
Yes.
Okay.
What kind of stuff do you get to do?
Well, I
Can you talk
got-
about it? I mean,
I don't think I can because it
Okay.
hasn't been released. I can't say what happened, but
Okay.
one of the big stars on the show
yeah,
was in the scene with me, which was
Oh.
just
love
great.
it.
yeah.
And I'll tell you this much: when we finished,
Mm-hmm.
he said, "I never want to be on your bad side, Barbie."
Oh,
So I must have done a fine job.
oh,
Sure
good.
you
yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
I'm sure you did.
Because
And-
your energy is there's so sweetness and delight and hey, give me some
Humor.
Yeah, yes.
Huge
But-
comedic.
What do you find yourself? We were talking a little bit about comedy today, but you're finding yourself that you want to dive into the juicy stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's.
And this
I
was an
just enjoy
opportunity
it
to do
more.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
How did you feel in front of now? Because you didn't do a lot of theater work to start. You just went right into film.
I did a couple community theater things,
Okay.
but very small roles.
Yeah.
And my proud moment was when, at age 39, I went to an audition and I auditioned to be a college co-ed. And before they announced who they'd cast,
Yeah.
the director said, "You all need to understand that a lot of these roles are very age specific."
Uh-huh.
I got the role of the 19-year-old co-ed.
Oh, look at that. Oh, yes, yes.
Because you have
So
that
it was
sparkle in
fun.
your eye, you have this huge range.
She does.
It was just
She
interesting.
does.
Because you can sass it up, you can hold it up, you can play everything in between. It's really fun. I've seen you do a lot of fun stuff in Sandbox. Both of you guys, you've really delivered for me when I've given entrusted. You're bringing something that look that moment, a writer hearing his work, her work for the first time, their work for the first time, is usually it's talked about as being a special moment for them. I find as an actor, the first time I hear it out loud, my first reading of it is what I'm trying to get back to. You combine those two
Yes.
things and you put a roof on it. It's really cool.
Yes.
And I think you guys have really stepped up to the
Yeah.
plate.
May I mention Anna Honish?
Please.
She heard her work, I think, the first time.
Yeah.
At your
Anna's one of my I feel like
Sandbox.
she's one of my little finds, but I just think she's a wonderful writer. Great
and,
rhythms.
Next Monday and Tuesday,
Yeah.
we'll be filming her little script.
What is it called again?
Oh, cool.
Saint Libby.
Saint Libby. Anna Hainish, or is it Honish?
I don't know how
Fuck,
she
I
pronounces
always-
it.
And,
Probably
she doesn't want to
Hanish.
correct. Sometimes it's
That's
like, no,
funny.
tell me. But I'm very excited because this is a writer that I found very early in the Sandbox process and encouraged, and I feel like she's really wonderful. And now she has, she was like, from the Sandbox, which is what I want. I'm going to shoot my film.
I love it.
And so she reached out, and we talked about many different things, but was someone that I was like, who do you need help with anything? I need this. And I turned them into, and they chatted, and you came in, and guess who's playing that part?
Yeah.
This young lady
I
at the
love
table,
it. How about that?
which is really exciting because that's just, I want the writers here with Sandbox to see the local talent in the room. That's what I love.
We
I
have a
wanna
lot of
expose
talent
you
here.
guys. And
We
also
sure
bring your
have.
voices to the table. One of the reasons that I mentioned, I want to rush over it, is that I do feel, and I know we don't want to talk about, not that your careers or where you're at in your life is about ageism, but we often don't get the point of view of someone who is above 40 in this business, who's hustling and making it work on the side. Like you might not know who you are, but you look where you've been, and your IMDb's are impressive. You know, and you're here as artists that I know I can trust coming from here, from 25 years, 35 years in New York City. You know, so it's just really cool to see you guys, like to see you sparkle here.
It's been a great run, and I'm just now getting in my stride.
Yeah.
I feel like.
No,
you
I
know?
feel the same way.
I got a new film coming up next month, and it's just
Something you're about to go shoot?
Yeah, it's grandma.
Oh,
You know
grandma?
that- yeah, so I'm in a different age bracket now.
I know. I mean, yeah.
And so, which has been very interesting, you know. I used to be playing, leading ladies that type. But I'm kind of liking it. You know, I can kind of sit back. I can really, the grandmas, I mean, they've seen everything, been there, done it. And
Yeah.
somebody else is usually needing to hear from grandma, what words of wisdom do you have?
no,
you
you
know,
get to spin.
see-
The usually the crux of the film happens in the grandma's lap.
right,
She
right.
comes in and saves the day, turns the day, or fucks the day up too.
Yeah, well,
Grandmas
there's
have a
that.
tendency.
There's that. So yeah, I'm kind of enjoying it, kind of where I'm
Okay.
at. You know, I'm kind of rocking with it and just going, okay, well, I'm there.
Uh-huh.
So let's
Yeah,
see
yeah,
what
yeah.
happens. You know.
We do this thing on the show. We went through this last time. Something called Tales from the Take. So.
Oh God, I remember this.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
remember
I know.
anything then.
Great. They love this
Oh
question.
no.
Something that you got when you were on set that you remembered. It doesn't have to be anything huge. It's just while you were hustling, while you were creating something that popped out at you. Oh, this is something I keep in my pocket as a nugget of knowledge.
Okay, I was doing The Beldam
Mm-hmm.
with Patricia Heaton, and it was like the climax of
Yeah.
the entire film.
Patricia
and
Heaton.
yeah,
Powerhouse, too.
and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was it was just this meltdown. I
Yeah.
mean, it was all of this horror and fear and psychological what,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's this meltdown, and it's that moment of mother-daughter, and I can't tell you what it is, but it is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And it's that moment, and we just kind of melt into each other. And it was up in that attic with broken glass and everything
I love
around,
that
you know.
kind
And
of
it was,
shit. Yeah,
it
yeah,
was,
yeah,
it
goosebumps.
was
That's
just
awesome.
a very
Did you find it? And you found it.
Loved it. Yeah,
An authentic way into that.
absolutely,
Absolutely.
And it was,
Creativity-wise, that's awesome.
yeah, and it's so wonderful to work with another actor who goes there with you.
Yeah.
You know, and it was one of those moments. You know, you kind of go,
Yeah.
I can remember that.
Oh, good on you.
Yeah.
Come on, Barbs, talk to me about one. Don't scrunch up your cute little nose at me. You're not the goddamn Easter Bunny.
Well, I've been called a one-take wonder a few times.
Oh,
There you
smell
go.
you, Nancy Drew. Oh, do you remember about one of those that was like, yeah? Like, did you feel in control of it, or was? I feel like sometimes when I'm in control of it, it's a shit. It's not good, and when you don't know what's going on, then it's fantastic.
Well, there was one time when, after we filmed the scene, I asked the director, could I look at that? I have a feeling I didn't give you what you needed.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you totally did, but here, come look and you'll see. And I felt like I had really messed up, but I had done a really good
There you
job.
go.
Sometimes you just can't be honest with yourself. Do you ever have that happen?
Oh, every time.
It's so interesting.
But that's now
Every single
inherent
time.
in our profession with how we do auditions now, that we have to be this juror of our own work and send the piece out there. So I try not to get too mixed up in it, but yeah, you can. I've seen actors that I've coached, or I've had occasions too where you just, if you lose it that one time, then suddenly like you can't find that line. You got 3 takes where you keep messing it up. You know, you don't want to waste your person's
Yeah.
time you're reading with and all that kind of shit. But yeah, man, when
Yeah,
it's
sometimes you
humming.
can beat it to death, and it
Yeah,
it's
we
like
all have
chopped
those.
meat.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm done. I'm kind of 3. I'm sort of. I don't, unless something.
If you can't do it in 3,
Yeah, and I tend to go back to the first one, even if there might be a minor fuck up in there, because there's something beautiful about the rhythm
Right.
that was caught.
Yeah.
You know, you try not to repeat all the things. Oh, I can't wait to play with you two. I can't wait to play with you two legitimately on a play
yes.
in front of a camera. I look forward to joining you
Yes.
both. I wish you both continued success in your careers.
thank
I
you.
can't wait to see you guys play together.
I'm excited.
Next week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
next week we start.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to
Same
it.
here.
I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm going to work on perfecting my out of the show,
Okay.
which I feel like I've never had a really good out. So I want everybody to check us out on the sosk.substack.com. You can also check out my work. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
woohoo!
Yes. Thank you. You can also check out my work if you care at www.pjsosco.com. You can now stop. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can subscribe on Substack. You can subscribe on Apple, or maybe make us a favorite, or you're gonna like us or favorite us on Spotify. We're on all those things. We're gonna have some more YouTube content to create, to share with you. Part of that, I think I'm going to find some moments in the first show that we did with the death metal band to throw out there, just to see what we all went through. As to say, we do everything on our show, and people are going to be like, "What the fuck are they doing?" So I look forward to you guys seeing that. I want to thank the man behind the camera, Huff.
Yes.
I want to thank Sash, the Lord of the
Yes.
Board. I want to
Yes.
thank my studio audience tonight for joining us,
Oh,
especially
Caleb.
helping us out. And thank you all for listening, continuing to listen. And we'll be back next week with another show. This has been the Ladies Who Lunch episode.